Right, I'd like to get started, please. Okay, I'll be collecting the reg forms after I finish teaching, okay? Collect and sign, okay? So, we're doing third part, I guess, third day of 9.3, and it's about standard versus general equations of conics. So, to begin with, what is this form here? What is this form that's presented there? Okay, that's standard. Okay, so this is standard. Okay, can you follow through with this activity here? Okay, in other words, rewrite this equation by FOILing everything out, getting fractions out, and making the right hand side a 0. Okay, and then look at that equation. Okay, first of all, to begin with, this is an equation of an ellipse. Okay, it's an equation of an ellipse. So can you follow through with this activity here? Okay. This is mine. Got what you got? That's what you got? Okay, do you guys want me to wait for you guys to get there? Or will you get there on your own a little later? Okay. Right? So this equation here that you see is called a general conic equation. So general conic equation's got everything on the left hand side and a 0 on the right hand side. Okay. Here is the most, okay. Well, let's just talk about the differences between the two. So the one in blue with the blue arrow that's pointing to, which is what I showed you earlier, is the standard form of a conic. And the one that's pointing to with the red arrow is called the general equation of a conic. Okay? Now, what we're going to learn how to do is classify conics using the most general form. Okay? So remember again that this is the general form of a conic equation. And if A is equal to C, then it becomes a circle. If A times C is equal to 0 with either A 0 or C 0, both cannot be 0, because if both were 0, what would you get? If both A and C were 0, what would you get? Sorry? You get a line. Okay, you get a line. So that's the degenerate conic that, remember, I don't know. Selena, we did that problem last week. The degenerate conic, remember? One of the homework problems. Yeah, so in that case, A and C would both be 0 and you get a line. So if A times C is equal to 0 and either A is 0 or C is 0, but not both, then the conic is a problem. If A times C is positive and both A and C are the same signs, obviously that means both are pluses or both are minuses, then you get an ellipse. And if A times C is negative and A and C are opposite signs, then you get in a hyperbola. Okay? So if you take a look at this equation that I've highlighted, okay, can someone see something there that looks kind of screwy? If you guys know your alphabet, you should be able to see that. There's no B. There's no B today, but it's going to show up tomorrow. So really what we're going to do tomorrow is insert another term in here. It's going to look like this. And I'll just give you a heads up that when you do that, what will happen is that your conic sections will no longer be oriented at right angles to the x or the y axis. You know, normally we've done conics that look like this, right? Okay? Well, tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the conic. It's going to look like that. This kind of makes more sense, right? Because if you really look at the origins of this section, it is all about planetary motion. Okay? It's all about planetary motion. Now, not everything is rotating like this, obviously. Okay? Everything is going to be at some angle. And so they typically form orbits like that. Okay? And tomorrow we're going to learn how do we find out what that angle is that it makes? Okay, what say the angle that this axis makes with the x-axis. Okay, we're going to learn that tomorrow. And then again, when B comes into the picture, there's another way of classifying these conics. Okay, it'll obviously be tied to what we are learning today. It'll be an extension of what we are doing today. Okay, so it's not going to be like a whole new thing that you have to learn. Okay, it'll be a simple extension to this. All right, so having given you those rules, let's do a couple of examples. Classify and put in standard form. Okay. So someone tell me what A is equal to? 4. What is C equal to? -1. So A times C is less than 0. And what were the rules? Okay, if you go back to your rules, okay, A times C is negative, which is item number 4. Okay, A and C are opposite signs, so your answer is that it's a hyperbola. Okay. So please, when you're answering this kind of question, make sure you identify the A's, the B's, and the C's. Okay, notice that you don't need D, E, and F. Don't seem to come into the picture. Okay, they don't seem to come into the picture. All right, how about putting it in standard form? Everybody know how to do that? Yes? Yes, yes? Michael? Okay, can you guys do that then? I'll pause here for a minute, okay? Avi, is this what I got? Is this what you got? That's what you got, Avi? Is everybody okay? All right, so that's the standard form of this general conic equation. All right? Okay, what's the next item? Oh my God, that is it. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is going through your reg forms if you need me to solve.